Okay, so who are the internet kids? If in 2016 you were tapped into the SA hip hop game and had access to at least SoundCloud, you might have witnessed a generation that created their own industry right after the data file host era. Remember that, right? But anyway, these kids call themselves the internet kids. Back in 2016, while Nasty C, MT, aka and Casper were doing their thing, there was a whole different industry in South Africa through the internet. It was very successful, but many didn't know about this. So in 2016, we had the first ever internet kids under the SoundCloud group called Treehouse. The group consisted of Fetty Boy Jim, Letabo Acid, Jay Marley, and at a later stage Gator, who some of y'all might recognize from Vodkate's hits featuring the legend AKA.
El got to do it for the kids.
Yeah, fuck with them bloods. Yeah, fuck with them crips. Yeah, who's lit? Yeah, lit. Yeah, fuck with them bloods. Yeah, them crips.
Why so? Why so? Hey, what?
Yeah, boy, so bro. Yeah, boy, so bro. Yeah, you're rocking the thrash. Yeah, we spanking that ass. Look at me, I'm the best. My name is first on the class. Yeah, I be putting the bands. I be the stacking the cash. Really did I give a fuck? Never gave a fuck, you ass. Yeah.
And so while this was a growing industry, we had other artists apart from Treehouse like Champagne 69, Patrick Lee, and the Big Hash, who eventually went on to become mainstream. But before that, these guys were just kids in high school making music and used the internet very well. So I know you guys might think, Cheese Boys. Not even. They made music and appealed to the north side, south side of Johannesburg, basically Braamfontein, Centurion, Sandton, all the nice places for the groove, you know what I'm saying? So they started bagging themselves gigs on top of gigs on top of gigs. It was going crazy. If you were tapped in, you'd remember the days of Flexicution or Lituation, and if not, these shows had lines that, bruv, if you came there at 10 p.m., right, and you're expecting to go in, you're not gonna go in. You're gonna spend the whole night in that line, or you're just gonna give up and just start your own groove outside. That's how packed it was. And keep in mind that even if you don't go in, you've already bought a ticket. You're just in the line to verify that you bought a ticket. But anyway, lineups had Gator, Patrick Lee, Frank Casino, who was the reason people found out about these internet kids, Jay Marley, who also played a huge role when he eventually went onto the mainstream market. He worked with Questa, Stogie T, Mugs, DJ Speedstar. He just went crazy. Now tell me guys, if a ticket was 150 to 200 rand, and there was usually like plus minus 2,000 people inside, some bought tickets and they are waiting in the line, probably like 1.5. There's people that are still coming, people who just arrived. So just say 200 rand multiplied by 5,000 people. How much is that? We'll just keep it at 5,000. How much is that? That's right. So they pay the venue and then afterwards pay the artist. And let's just say they rip off the artist. Let's just say they rip off these, poor high school kids and give them 10,000 rand or even 5,000. But let's just say 10,000 rand, right? Each of these high school kids had more than 5 gigs in the same weekend. So just imagine that you're bagging you have 5 gigs and you're bagging 10,000 for each of them. That's 50,000 rand every weekend. Now obviously I'm not saying that they made 50k, they could have made more, they could have made less, but what I'm emphasizing is that these are kids in high school who have gigs with thousands of followers and getting paid. Which high school kid doesn't want to live a life like that? Luckily, this community was together. They worked together, performed at the same gigs, they were like brothers. It was unlike the commercial industry.
Listen to the kids.
The movement Listen to the Kids, bro, which was popularized by Kanye West, became a thing in SA as well. Ricky Rick worked closely with Frank Casino and jumping on his hit song Whole Thing. Frank went on to work with many more and achieve way more. And we started seeing Jay Marley, the Big Hash, Gator on songs with Patrick Lee has a song with Lil Durk and King Von.
Niggas gon' die, they come with a diss. For that week, she sucking dick.
But what happened? What happened to the kids, bro? Like, what happened to the SoundCloud wave? What happened to these guys? A movement that had been going on for years, and it even created their own beefs like Jay Marley and Big Hash. That was the funniest beef, Jay Marley and Big Hash. However, this is more than just losing relevance because they had a market. My thoughts are these were kids who were finding themselves in a Playboy Cardi, Travis Scott era. And obviously, as a high school student, there's a lot of learning and growth that has to happen to each of us. So everyone has to go through this mental growth or this mental or emotional intelligence. You need to know all of these in high school, you know what I'm saying? And mentally, most of them were depressed. Some of them were on drugs. Some of them were one-hit wonders, no offense, Betty Boy Jim. Basically, they didn't stay on the main scene. And when last did we have a SoundCloud rapper just pop out of nowhere and just say he's a SoundCloud rapper? And okay, we could say Blackie's a SoundCloud rapper, right? But he's not completely a SoundCloud rapper, you know? He just used SoundCloud as a platform. You know what I'm saying? Lucas raps, most of them are just using it as a platform. But in 2016, there was what we call the internet kids who did not put their music anywhere else but just SoundCloud. And keep in mind, SoundCloud is free, right? So basically, you don't make money off SoundCloud. But these guys knew how to get their money back. They had gigs. Like, I swear, the internet kids had the most gigs in the SA hip hop industry. Like, no SA hip hop artist would have as many gigs as these internet kids. And obviously, not all of them got as many gigs, but I'm gonna put these guys like J Marley, Frank Casino, Patrick Lee, and Gator. These four would always have gigs, and they'd have mainstream gigs and internet gigs. Mainstream gigs and internet gigs. So this weekend, maybe they're at Cotton Fest, right? The same weekend, they have to go perform at, like, for example, a Flexecution or Lituation. And they're getting paid. And obviously, as time goes by, their rates go up. They have managers, they have people they have to pay. And so if you're not on Spotify today as an upcoming artist, bruh, do better, man. It's not working. If you're gonna try and be a SoundCloud rapper today, it's not gonna work. Okay, let me not say that. Let me not discourage you, okay? It might work. Okay? And special announcement, if you are a SoundCloud rapper, upcoming artist or whatever, email me your songs. I'll leave the email right there. And we're gonna have an artist of the week or song of the week every time I release videos. So I'm gonna be picking upcoming artists. Asfuna bo Blakey, Asfuna bo Nestisi, Asfuna bo Tumi, as Bafuni. We don't want them. The famous guys as Bafuni. We want the guys upcoming. You see what I'm saying? We need to look out for the kids, man.
Going down is not an option, I got used to living fast. You know I push a whip, I got it moving like the Flash. I got no insurance, but I'm covered if I crash. I've been selling all these beats, I've been running up the cash.
Shout out to these kids for like putting themselves on without anyone else putting them on. But I wonder what happened, man. Like, such a big deal ended in nothing, you know? I mean, we can't even pick out one. I was gonna pick out J Marley, but yeah, J Marley is a drug addict. But okay, recovering drug addict, right? I think it's best to say that. He's a recovering drug addict who is on Love and Hip Hop. I mean, for me, I can't take you seriously if you're on Love and Hip Hop, man. You know? The Big Hash, haven't really seen a lot from him, but at least I've seen him on Major Steve's songs. I've seen him, he has a song on FIFA. At least he's still about the music, you know what I'm saying? But as for everyone else, I don't know what happened. So let me know in the comments if you guys think the kids could still come back. Like, if you guys think that the kids didn't go anywhere and, you know, they're still around, let me know.